Let's head overseas now. And despite the intensifying international outrage, Syrians in the besieged city of Aleppo have been hit by another barrage of airstrikes. The Syrian army has reportedly dropped barrel bombs and incendiary phosphorus bombs. This has tightened an already desperate shortage of food and medicine, as Anne Barker reports.
The bombing and casualties are relentless. For a fourth day, Aleppo has been pounded by airstrikes from Syrian or Russian warplanes as the Assad regime tries to recapture the city's east. The ceasefire that collapsed last week is a distant memory. In one rebel-held area, a building is on fire, apparently hit by an incendiary bomb. Hurry, one rescue worker yells. This area is filled with civilians. There are no militants or terrorists. They've attacked here with phosphorus and rockets, thermobaric rockets. Women and children are being killed. A video posted online shows what is purportedly the remains of a phosphorus bomb still smoking on the road. Elise Baker from the group Physicians for Human Rights says there can be no doubt who's behind the airstrikes.
We can state without a doubt that over 90% of the attacks Physicians for Human Rights has documented were carried out by Syrian government forces or their allied Russian forces. To be clear, opposition and Islamic State forces have also attacked medical facilities. Those attacks are equally abhorrent, but they in no way match the scope and scale of the Syrian government's all-out assault on its own people and their health infrastructure.
More than 320 people have been killed in the latest wave of bombing. The dead and wounded have placed an intolerable strain on Aleppo's hospitals and clinics. The aid agency Save the Children says the main hospital was hit by a barrel bomb. Doctors from the group Syrian American Medical Society say the city's health system is on the verge of collapse. Its coordinator, Abdurrahman Alomar, is in Geneva.
There is a shortage of all medical supply inside the city in terms of emergency medicines and surgical consumables, and especially the orthopedic consumables. We are going, if this is continue, we are going to the point of zero, where there is no facilities to be protected, where there are no health staff to be protected also.
The US and Britain have accused Russia of barbarity for supporting the bombing campaign, but Moscow has hit back, saying the comments threaten efforts to reach a new ceasefire. And Syria's Foreign Minister Walid Muallim blames the US for the ceasefire's collapse. The groups that claim to be moderate, and there are about 20 of them in Aleppo, announced they would not adhere to the truce, he says, and they carried out about 300 violations of the truce deal. There were civilian victims and military. The Syrian army was the only side respecting the truce, he says, and the recent attack at Al-Thada is an example of how the US was not upholding its side of the agreement. As the war in Aleppo worsens, aid agencies managed to reach 4 other towns that have been under siege since April. The World Food Programme says 70 trucks delivered a month's food rations to 60,000 people near Damascus and in western Idlib province. Its country director is Jakob Kern.
Today marks a very important day. Since 5 months we were not able to come to the 4 towns, and we are in Madaya now. People here complain that winter is coming, they don't have clothes, they don't have firewood, they don't have wood to cook. They're actually burning carpets, they're burning furniture just to cook and also to produce fuel.
The search for fuel has led to desperate measures. This woman holds up her son's bicycle tyre and says, "We've been forced to use these tyres to make fuel since they contain petroleum, although it's a very harmful way to make fuel and causes respiratory problems that could lead to death in children with breathing problems. And this is in order to keep alive." Anne Barker with that report.